Friends, we are very happy to inform you that e-modules are prepared for B.Ed program at Telangana by the School of Education, Osmania University under Pandit Madan Mohan Malaviya National Mission on Teachers and Teaching Scheme MHRD New Delhi. It's indeed our pleasure to share with the teacher educators and the prospective teachers and get maximum benefit out of it. It's a first of its attempt by us. We continue to add many more such lessons to share with you all.
Namaste students, welcome back to the classes of School of Education, Osmania University. Our topic for today is consonants. So you have learnt about organs of speech and vowels. Now you are going to learn about the distinctive consonant sounds and understand in a detailed manner how these consonants are articulated with the help of organs of speech. So in the previous lessons you have learnt about the organs of speech, what is their role in articulating consonants. You have also learnt about the vowels. Now in this lesson, by the time we complete this lesson, you should be able to recognize the difference in the articulation of vowels and consonants, identify and distinguish the distinctive consonants, understand the classification according to the place and manner of articulation, understand the three labels used to express articulation of consonants. Now what do you see here? These are the alphabets. How many alphabets do we have? Don't laugh, tell me. So we have 26 letters, right? And how many sounds do we have? We have 44 sounds. That is why we pronounce many times wrongly. Why does it happen? And how many vowels do we have? Already you learned that we have 20 vowels, and out of them 12 are pure vowels and 8 diphthongs. So out of the remaining 21 letters, out of those letters, if you delete A, E, I, O, U, which correspond with the vowel sounds, so we have 21 letters. And in the place of 21 letters, while speaking in the connected speech, we use 24 consonant sounds. What are those 24 consonant sounds? We will be learning about those in this lesson. And what is the difference between articulating vowel sounds and consonant sounds? You have learned about this in the previous lessons, but let me remind you, and so that you can recall. So when we articulate the consonants, what is happening? Consonants are articulated via closure or obstruction in the vocal tract. Airflow is stopped at some point and then released, whereas 20 vowel sounds, pure vowels or diphthongs, whichever are those, they are produced with a relatively free flow of air. So the vowels are articulated when the tongue comes close. They just come close at some point in the roof of the mouth, and the air escapes freely and we do not hear any friction. Whereas in consonants, you observe this, you say these words and observe. When we say pen, fan, what are the consonant sounds here? P and N, F and N in the second word. So we can observe that during the production of P and F, the air is stopped and the air escapes through the mouth with sudden release in case of P, and the air escapes through the mouth with friction in the case of F. Fan, pa. So the air is stopped and then released. How it is released? Again there is a classification, you will be learning about that. So what is this classification of consonants? Each of the consonant is different from the others. So we consider the following important information while classifying the consonants. First one is airstream mechanism, the second one is the state of glottis, the third one is the position of the soft palate, and the fourth one is active articulator and the passive articulator, and the fifth one is the stricture involved. What are these? The first one, let us talk about the airstream mechanism. In the previous lesson you understood that when we were talking about the sounds, organs of speech, and then the air comes out, we breathe in, the air goes in and the air comes out. When the air comes out, it comes out through larynx, pharynx, and it exits through either through mouth or nose. Now, when we articulate English sounds, at that time the airstream mechanism is the pulmonic airstream mechanism. Pulmonic egressive airstream is used. What is it? What is the meaning of this? You have learnt about this, but let me again repeat that. So, this is consists of the lungs and the respiratory muscles. In the respiratory system we have these two, and the latter moves the walls of the lungs. The respiratory muscles move the lungs, and then lungs form the initiator and the air is coming out, and that is why we call that as egressive, pulmonic egressive airstream. Now, when we see, this is the larynx, you can see that, and in the larynx we have glottis. You learnt about this in the previous lesson. In the larynx are the vocal cords, two folds of tissue that can be brought together or separated by muscular action. It is here, the opening between the cords is called glottis. So, you can observe in this picture the larynx, and in the larynx we have glottis and the vocal cords. You can observe how the vocal cords are closed and when they are open. So, voiceless consonants are articulated when the vocal cords are open. Let us understand that in detail. Voiced and voiceless consonants. So, we have two types of consonants, voiced and voiceless. How are these voiced sounds articulated? The vocal cords are held together by the action of the arytenoid cartilages, but they are held together less tightly than for a glottal stop. The sounds that are produced by vibrating vocal cords are called voiced sounds. Even vowel sounds are also voiced sounds, like keen, e, oo, o. They are also voiced sounds. And let us observe, you say these words bin, the and do, go and get, wa and van, then, measure, judge, join. So, here the vocal cords are held together. You can hear the vibration in the vocal cords. You can feel that while articulating b, d, g. Keep your finger on the throat and observe. Now, let us see how voiceless sounds are articulated. Voiceless, we have voiceless consonants, and these are articulated when the vocal cords are held apart and air can flow between them without being obstructed, so that no noise is produced by the larynx. The sounds that are produced without this vibration are called voiceless sounds. Now, you can say these words and observe pin, tin, there is no vibration here. Keep your finger on the throat and observe. Now, you do not find any vibration. P and pin, t and tin, k and kit, f, fan, th and thin, chin, sin. Now, you say dog. Can you feel the vibration? Dog, d, gun, vibration can be observed. So, the another part is the soft palate. It plays a role in articulating the consonants. Speech sounds are classified as oral or nasal depending upon whether soft palate is raised to shut off the nasal passage to produce oral sounds, or it is lowered. You can observe the soft palate here. Sometimes it is lowered to open nasal passage of air without an oral closure. So, it produces nasal sounds like m, n, ng. So we can say that oral sounds are the sounds which are articulated when air escapes only through the mouth, and nasalized sounds are the sounds during the production of which air escapes through the nose. M, n, ing, mat, nose, ing, king. You can observe that the air is coming out through the nose. We also consider the active articulator and the passive articulator while talking about consonants. The lower lip and the tongue are the active articulators. The upper lip and the entire roof of the mouth are passive articulators in the articulation of most of the sounds. We understand the place of articulation when the active articulator, if it is the active articulator, it touches the passive articulator and the tongue comes close. So, the passive articulator is being touched by the active articulator and the air is closed, air cannot come out. And another factor which we consider is the stricture involved. The stricture indicates the manner of articulation, how the passage of air is restricted by various organs of speech. So, the terms plosives, fricatives, affricates, nasals, lateral, semivowel are used to describe how the air is stopped and released by the organs of speech. How many consonants are there? We have already seen that there are 24 consonants. Out of these, 6 are plosives: p sound, b sound, t sound, d, k, g, and 2 are affricates: ch, j, like in chin, judge, join. Fricatives 9: f, v, th, the, thin, the, and then, s, share, measure, h, and nasals m, n, ing. Semivowels water, eng, l, late, road, r sound. So, we will discuss about this plosives, affricates, fricatives, nasals and semivowels. What are plosives? The two speech organs come together in the mouth cavity to form a complete closure of the air pressure. You say these sounds: p, pin, bin, tin, t sound, din, d sound, k, kite, gate, g sound. So, there is complete closure of the air pressure. Then the air is released from the, so here what is happening? The air released from the lungs is blocked at this closure at some point. In case of p, we are using both the lips. B, we are using both the lips. Okay. Then the air, what is happening later? The air is released suddenly with the explosive sound, pin. Thus, the sound is produced with complete closure and sudden release. Affricates. Say the words chair, jungle. So, here you do not see any explosive kind of release of sound, release of air. The speech organs here in the mouth cavity come together to form a complete closure of the air passage in the mouth. The air pressure builds up at the closure, then the organs are separated slowly, so that friction is heard. They are getting separated slowly. Thus, affricate sounds are produced with a stricture of complete closure and slow release. Chair, jungle. So, you will be learning about each sound detailedly later. Let us see what are fricatives. In the words fur, fan, van, thin, th sound, the, then, measure, her sound, hen, So what is happening here? The two speech organs come close to each other, but there is a narrow passage between them. The air passes through the passage with friction. Thus fricatives are the sounds that are articulated with a stricture of close approximation. Now what are nasals? Already we have seen ma, na, ing. The two organs come together to form a complete closure in the mouth. In the case of ma, lips. Then the soft palate is lowered, therefore the air escapes through the nose cavity. Thus the sounds that are articulated with a stricture of complete oral closure are called nasals. It's quite interesting here how it is being articulated. At some point in the mouth there is a closure or contact in the middle, but the air escapes through the sides of the contact. Late, la sound, you say that, late, low, the air is escaping through the sides. Thus the lateral sounds are articulated with a complete closure in the center of the vocal tract, but with the air escaping along the sides of the tongue without any friction. So we have some other sounds like r, a and water, o. Now r sound, this is a frictionless continuant. There is no closure or friction, but the sound has a consonantal function. The sound is produced with a stricture of open approximation. It's not, the air is not completely stopped here. Even in the case of semi-vowels, these sounds have a vowel glide with a consonantal function, like a in ink, o, water. Even in reward. So vowel glides with consonantal function. So this is the chart you can see here. On the left side we see the place of articulation, and we also see the manner of articulation here in this table. In the columns we indicated which articulators are coming close and how they come out, how the air is released, how the manner of articulation is indicated in the rows. Plosives, we find the plosives p, b, t, d, k, g, and fricatives f, v, th, d, s, z, sh, r, h, and affricates ch, j, and nasals ma, na, laterals l, approximants water, wa, r, y. Now let us discuss about this in detail. As per the table, again we have here given separately place of articulation. What are those? Bilabial, labiodental, dental, alveolar, postalveolar, palatoalveolar, palatal, velar, glottal. So which are the articulators and at which place the air is stopped. This gives the information about that and how the air is released, manner of articulation, plosives, fricatives, affricates, nasals, lateral, semivowel. Now we are discussing about each sound clearly. So p and b, we have seen them, they are plosives. P is voiceless, whereas b is voiced. Person, pin, voiceless, you can feel that there is no vibration. Bin, borrow, you can feel the vibration here when you touch your finger on the throat. So what is happening when we articulate these two sounds? These are p is voiceless bilabial plosive, whereas b is voiced bilabial plosive. For these two lips come into contact with each other, p, b. The vocal cords are kept wide apart and the lips are separated suddenly. The air escapes with an explosive sound while articulating. Pin, bin, person, borrow. So you can see the explosive sound while these sounds are articulated. Now let us see t and d. So t is voiceless alveolar plosive and d is voiced alveolar plosive. Even here also we can hear the explosive sound, but t is voiceless whereas d is voiced. Both are alveolar and plosives. So when we are articulating these sounds, soft palate is raised and the nasal passage of the air is closed while articulating t and d. And what is happening? The tip or blade of the tongue makes a firm contact with the alveolar ridge. You know what is alveolar ridge? Just behind the teeth ridge we can call that also. So there the tongue is coming close and the air is stopped. The oral passage of the air is blocked completely. The vocal cords are wide apart, and then the blade of the tongue is removed suddenly from the teeth ridge. The compressed air escapes with an explosive sound. Whereas for d sound, the vocal cords vibrate during this articulation. That is the only difference in between t sound and d sound. Now let us see k and g, these two are also plosives, but where the articulators are different. For k is voiceless velar plosive, whereas g is voiced velar plosive. Both are plosives, but the tongue is coming, back part of the tongue is coming close to the velar. Soft palate is raised and the nasal passage of air is blocked completely during the articulation of k. The back of the tongue touches the soft palate, affecting an oral closure. The vocal cords are wide apart. The compressed air escapes with an explosive sound when the back of the tongue is suddenly removed from the soft palate. For g, it is exactly like k, but here the vocal cords vibrate. Here you can hear the vibration during the articulation, making it a voiced velar plosive. King, gun. Now let us see the fricatives. F, v. These two are fricatives. F is voiceless, whereas v is voiced. Both are labiodental. And what do we mean by fricative? Let us see. Soft palate is raised, closing the nasal passage of air. The lower lip is brought very near to the upper front teeth. You can observe that. Lower lip is brought very near to the upper front teeth. Say the words fan, van. In fact, we Indians, what we do is we pronounce almost like bilabial. We don't make it like f, labiodental, f, but we need to make it labiodental, then only the articulation will be clear and distinct. Fan, van. And when the tongue, the lower lip is brought very near to the upper front teeth, the lung air escapes through the narrow gap with audible friction. So for these two sounds, the air is escaping with audible friction. That is why these are called fricatives. For v, it is almost like a f only, but during this articulation, vocal cords vibrate, producing voice. Thus, it is voiced labiodental fricative. And let us see what are th and the. Thin, thought, the, then. So, which are the articulators here? Those, the sound. Both are voice fricatives and dental. That means the air is escaping with friction. And dental, what do we mean by dental? The tip of the tongue comes close to the upper front teeth in both the cases. Thin, you can observe the tip of the tongue is coming close to the upper front teeth. Say the words and see. Thin, then. So that during the articulation of th, the soft palate is raised, the nasal passage of the air is closed, the tip of the tongue comes close to the upper front teeth, the air escapes through the narrow gap between the tip of the tongue and the upper front teeth with audible friction. That is why these two are voiced. In the case of the, there is a vibration. During the articulation of the, vocal cords vibrate, producing voice. Thus, it is voice dental fricative. Now, let us come to s and z. S is voiceless alveolar fricative, whereas z is voiced alveolar fricative. So, both these sounds are fricatives. So, the air escapes with friction. And alveolar, what do we mean by alveolar? The tip and blade of the tongue are brought close to the teeth ridge. So, during the articulation of s, sorrow, s sound. Say the word sorrow, same, soft. So, what is happening is soft palate is raised and the nasal passage of the air is completely closed. The tip and blade of the tongue are brought close to the teeth ridge. That is alveolar. The air escapes through the narrow gap in between these two with audible friction. The vocal cords are kept wide apart. Even in the case of jaw also, it is also almost like that, but in the case of jaw, it is voiced alveolar fricative. That means vocal cords here vibrate during the articulation of jew. Zebra. Now, let us see the sounds sh and measure. So, sh is like, say the words shiver, show. So, here this is sh is voiceless palato-alveolar fricative. What is happening here? Soft palate is raised to shut off the nasal passage of the air during the articulation of sh. The tip and blade of the tongue are brought very near the teeth ridge at the same time. The front of the tongue is raised in the direction of the hot palate. Then the air escapes through the narrow gap between the articulators. The vocal cords are wide apart, making it a voiceless palato-alveolar fricative. And j voiced palato-alveolar fricative. So, j is voiced, whereas sh is voiceless. Measure, treasure, and h is voiceless glottal fricative. During the articulation of h, the air from the lungs escapes through the narrow glottis with audible friction. Thus, it is a voiceless glottal fricative. Hollow, h, you can see that it is escaping, the lung air is escaping through the narrow glottis with audible friction. And now, let us see ch and j palato-alveolar affricates. So, the soft palate is raised so as to shut off the nasal passage of air during the articulation of ch. So, it is better if you have more practice of this. Here we do not hear like p sudden release, but here slowly the air escapes slowly from the teeth ridge. You need to say that, rather we have to take time to utter this, articulate these sounds correctly. What is happening here when you say chin, join, judge, chair, choice? How are these sounds articulated? The soft palate is raised so as to shut off the nasal passage of air during the articulation of ch and j. And the tip and blade of the tongue make a firm contact with the alveolar ridge and block the oral passage of the air. At the same time, the front of the tongue is also raising and in the direction of the hard palate. So, there are two articulators, active articulators which are coming near the two passive articulators. The tip and blade of the tongue are moved slowly from the teeth ridge and the air escapes. The vocal cords are wide apart during this process. Thus it is the ch sound is voiceless palato or alveolar affricate. Now in the case of j, vocal cords vibrate. That is why it is called voiced palato alveolar affricate. So in both the cases we ch and j, these are palato touching the hard palate and also alveolar, and the way the air is released, it is like affricate. That is why it is called palato alveolar affricate. Now coming to the nasals, what is happening when we say m sound, n sound, ing sound? These are nasal consonant is articulated with a stricture of complete oral closure. Articulators come close to each other and the air escapes freely through the nostrils. Now which articulators come close? Let us see. In the case of m, two lips make a firm contact. That is why it is voiced bilabial nasal. Two lips make a firm contact with each other, shutting off the oral passage of air. During the articulation of ma, the vocal cords vibrate producing voice. Soft palate is lowered so that air escapes through the nose. Now in the case of na, it is alveolar. You know what is alveolar? The tip or blade of the tongue makes a firm contact against the alveolar ridge. So that is why it is na, nose, net. It's voiced, alveolar, and the air is coming out through the nose. Now in the case of king, this is velar, back part of the tongue. Back of the tongue is touching the soft palate, velum. That's why it is called velar. And these three are voiced. You need to observe that ma, na, ng, these three nasals are voiced consonants. So in the case of ing, it is velar, voiced, velar, nasal. Now let us see how la is articulated. La is voiced, alveolar, lateral. Voiced is, you can see the vibration here, the tip or blade of the tongue touch the alveolar ridge, blocking the oral passage of the air. The sides of the tongue are lowered and the air escapes along the sides of the tongue without any friction. While articulating lateral consonant la, the soft palate is raised to shut off the nasal passage of the air. The vocal cords vibrate during the production of this sound. Thus la is voiced, alveolar, lateral consonant. Let us see how these approximants are articulated. Approximant is vowel like in articulation. It is articulated with a stricture of open approximation. That means the articulator's passive and active articulator comes close to the passive articulator and there is open approximation and the air is released. In case of ra, ra we say voiced, post alveolar, frictionless, frictionless continuant. River, you say the words river, road, ra sound. So which part is coming close to which part? The tip of the tongue is brought near the rear part of the teeth ridge. Teeth ridge is alveolar ridge and behind that the tongue is coming close to that part. So it is coming close in such a way that there is enough gap between the two for the air to escape freely without any friction. Now in the case of a sound, it is voiced palatal semi-vowel. What is palatal? The front of the tongue moves immediately to the position of this a sound. The lips are spread, eng, youth, yellow, a sound. So it is touching the palate and it is semi-vowel because it is almost articulated like a vowel. And now let us see water, wa sound. voiced, it is voiced, bilabial, semi-vowel. Back of the tongue moves to a position required for the articulation of vowel between the back half closed depending upon the closeness or otherwise of the vowel that follows it. The tongue moves immediately to the position of the sound that follows. So, it depends upon whether the lips are spread or round depending upon the following sound. Eng, water, water, the lips are round, whereas in the case of reward, it is that sound, when articulating that sound, the lips are spread. So, let us review what did we discuss till now. We have discussed how consonants are articulated, how they are classified, how the consonants are classified, what are the criteria for that classification, and you also have understood the 3-term label, where we are discussing whenever we talk about any consonant, we are giving a 3-term label, whether it is voiced or voiceless, and which are the active articulator, which are the passive articulator, and we are also mentioning how the air is released. So, when we talk about the active passive articulators, then that we are mentioning using, so we can call that as place of articulation, and we have bilabials, labiodental, we have dentals, alveolar, postalveolar, palatoalveolar, palatal, velar, glottal in English. And how they are articulated, when we talk about this, the manner of articulation, we have plosives, sudden release, fricatives, the air coming out with friction, and affricates, slow release of air, nasals, air escaping through the nose, lateral, the air is escaping through the sides, and semi-vowel, these are approximants, the air is coming out and they are articulated just like vowel sounds. So, the active articulator comes close to the passive articulator and there is some gap, the air is released. Now, let us see some questions. What is the difference in the articulation of consonants and vowels? Write the classification of consonants as per the place and manner of articulation. Write how the following are articulated, plosives and nasals. How do you distinguish voiced and voiceless consonant sounds? I hope you have understood the distinction clearly. Namaste. Thank you.